In this video we will go through the mission Homecoming, the first mission of Long Live the Queen campaign, and additionally I will give some tips for the campaign gameplay. And without further ado, let's begin and take these resources as a bonus.
Our initial landing has captured a devastated outpost. Information is scarce and unreliable at best. Neighboring citizens have fled their villages. Remaining survivors tell conflicting stories. Evidence points to a nigh-on invasion. Rally local militia and train them quickly. Destroy all hostile forces you encounter. Assume the worst. Assume we are at war.
So, hello everyone, welcome to QualityOldHomm channel. And so, the channel is about Heroes of Might and Magic, basically about 3 and 5. And playing through the missions and doing some additional content as well. And this is the Heroes of Might and Magic complete with the HD mod. And I think there are a couple of ways with which you can start any mission, at least in my opinion. The first one is, or rather, regarding the buildings. So the first one is to try to get capital as fast as possible, and the other one is to get troops as fast as possible. And since we are having this first mission with rather easy difficulty, I think we will opt for the troops first alternative. And additionally, it's very useful to have multiple enough heroes. So you can roam the map quite freely. And I think we will accept that. So the mod does allow auto-resolving battles, which is really nice. And here we have our 4 starting heroes that will actually move to the next mission of the campaign. So one additional tip is that you should have the maximum amount of heroes available, because that way you can make sure that the beginning of the next mission is as easy as possible. And I forgot to buy a spellbook for Valeska, but I think we will manage without it. So, if you don't accept the battle result, you can fight the battle manually. And the Heroes 3 collection I have is from the good old games. And as you can see, the casualties can be diminished a bit by fighting the battle manually. I think Valeska is such a good hero that we might want to improve her overall. And then you can download the HD mod on top of that. And it's quite useful that you can auto-resolve those easier battles. That saves quite a lot of time. So, as we are building troops first, I think we will opt for the blacksmith. The usual way I play these campaign missions is that I have a fighting hero and then a collector hero that comes behind the fighting hero to collect everything that's get left behind. Oh, and I think because those are shooters, we cannot do any better there, so let's accept the result. And I think we can build the barracks. And it seems we have enemy infestation in the area. And we found an artifact. Oh, yep. Well, I guess that's acceptable. And let's take advanced archery. those witch huts are always a bit risky because it might be not so useful skill you get from there. Also those scholars, of course, if you are lucky, you can get really nice skills from there. So now we can get monastery, and it's important to upgrade to citadel and to castle at the end of the week, so we can make sure that we will get as many troops as possible when the week changes. And let's visit the scholar there. So as you can see, the movement speed in the snowy terrain is quite a bit slower than in this grass terrain. And then let's go for the citadel. So we are having quite a monster infestation here. Logistics is a good skill, improving the movement speed in campaign map. And I think in the early game it's especially beneficial to make at least 4 heroes, so that you can collect the resources from the map as fast as possible. Because that's kind of the... Let's put it... Oh, that's scholar skill, I think. I don't like it. I think it's waste. Well, anyway, so the reason for recruiting multiple heroes is that while roaming the map, you can take quite a lot of treasures, and that might actually offset the benefits of going directly to the capital. So you might be financially better off going to the troops first and then exploring the map. And of course you will have higher troop count as well. I'm using that auto-resolve quite a bit here. So let's head for the capital now. And of course there are some risks associated with that faster exploration. For example, an enemy ship that might decide to attack us. So we have found out the first enemy city. Perhaps we could actually take it. And I think we need to get some reinforcements in order to continue our pursuit further. But I'm just wondering, should I get the... Well, let's count on that, we can get the capital in any case. So let's send this guy to get some improvements. And then... Okay, that was nice. And then she can move northwards to take command of the charge that's perhaps faltering a bit here. So we got revealed quite large portions of the map that way. And we can build City Hall. By the way, are we actually able to... Yeah, we can build the capital next to it. Good. If we have the money, that is. Which I'm afraid we won't be having. Let's see if we could hit those guys. Well, while we are accumulating more money, perhaps we could build stables, or then we can sell some excess resources, and at least we are having quite a lot of wood, and since we cannot build Portal of Glory in this mission, we can sell some of those resources as well. So still about the mods, I heartily recommend using this mod, because it's nicer to play with better graphics and actually doesn't require too much cells. Well, I guess we can accept that. We don't like those familiars, so they cannot join us. And still about the troops or heroes that can be recruited for the campaign. In my opinion, it's best to have the heroes from the faction that you are playing the campaign with. That way you can make sure that the troops you get at the beginning of the next mission are rather well compatible with each other. Okay, good. So one city liberated. Rather poor quality city. Let's start to improve it. And then we can have the training grounds there. That's good. And I think we want to get those archers to our army. Our army is getting quite depleted. In my opinion, it's especially crucial to improve the heroes as much as possible in the more difficult campaigns. Because if you don't do that, it might be that you are in quite a bit trouble in the later campaigns. So, and of course fighting the battles is recommended, at least in that way, because thus you can gain some experience pretty much for free, and that of course is beneficial as your heroes will be improved. And here, since we have built basic versions of all of these buildings, we can start to upgrade them, even though it might be a bit questionable whether we are returning to that starting city or not. Okay, so this hero has reached level cap. No more experience for her. Or is it him? I don't actually know. And I guess we can put this guy as a garrison here. And actually I think that city might be in trouble, because there is that enemy hero. Can we actually upgrade these? Okay, nice. I should have done this earlier. So we have those rather strong enemy army nearby. And let's move to artifacts. So one additional benefit of the mod is that you can rather easily transport troops or transfer troops and artifacts from one hero to another. Okay, at least we have one more turn. Time. Diplomacy is always a good skill to have. For example, we could get these guys to join us, but we don't want them to join us because they would weaken our morale. And once we have enough troops for one hero, I think... Well, I guess this is powerful enough to engage that hero there. Oh, and let's not forget to improve this city as well. One beneficial thing to do would be to get the spell books up to date as much as possible. And since those are shooters and it's likely that they would inflict damage, I think it's the best course of action not to initiate the battle. And I think Cuthberts can be sent through the portals to explore that area. And in Murham, I think we can get some reinforcements to our fighting army. And I think fight we shall. And do it manually this time, because it's the biggest fight this far. So let's start by taking down their ranged units. We clearly have range superiority, so at least initially that's the wisest course of action. And now I think we want to take down that strongest enemy stack there, while at the same time hitting the hellhounds here. And apparently we don't have a spell book that needs to be remedied as soon as possible, but that's one less enemy hero to worry about. And I think we can even have Christian come out of hiding and continue his quest there. And actually, I don't remember, did we have... I don't think we have any quest items we would need to pursue in this map, so basically we can just roam there to take everything we want. Okay, and this hero is also max level, or maxed out. And perhaps we should make that mage guild here, so that we can get the spell books. Perhaps we have another enemy hero incoming. Yes, we do. I don't think he will fare much better than the other hero. And we have reached the level cap there. And let's improve the buildings there. And did we have some enemy movement somewhere? So if you want to keep a better track of the enemy movements, you can slow it down from the options there. But I usually like this with rather a faster pace. So because of that, I have that enemy movement speed almost maxed. And where was that enemy hero moving? You can try to check out from the minimap, but... Well, so much for my faster pace. And let's just make sure that the enemy is not getting this city for free. Perhaps we could... Okay, we don't have a tavern there. So, there. Since this hero has rather faster units, I don't think I want to get those slower ones. And I think Christian should head to this settlement to organize the defenses. And let's recruit everything we can. And I think we are ready to take on Andhra next turn. And perhaps we should take that settlement there as well. And she has spell book, which is nice. And the enemy hero is withdrawing. Perhaps we could take those a couple of cavaliers as well. And let's start to hunt down the enemy hero. And we have looted everything from there. I think we can take that hero down there and we can take Plinth. Nice. So, that's the benefit of the diplomacy. You can have some enemy troops actually joining us. Of course, they need to be the neutral troops, but still rather useful skill. Actually, I think one of the best in the game. And here, I think we need to make that mage skill next turn. But we are lacking a bit of a wood at the moment. Okay, we had some lizard men. I don't think we want to keep them there, too slow. And these guys will lower our morale, so let's get rid of them as well. And Christian is still level 5. So definitely room for improvement. And since we are lacking some wood, I think resource silos will be rather beneficial. So as you can see, the troops are accumulating weekly. And at the moment we do have quite a strong troop contingent in what's the name of this city? Caryatid. And well, let's build a tavern there. And here the citadel. Did we come this way? Yes, we did. So by pressing the space bar, you can move with rather utilize an artifact or building or something like that without moving out from it and back again. Let's make a castle there, and here. Okay, we can make the town hall now, and we have a turn. So basically, I wouldn't need to collect all of these, but it's rather nice to explore the whole map and see what kind of... Oh, this is rather good necklace, improving the speed of the troops. So, and our mission was to take Terranius, so I think we can take this rather freely. And capturing the cities before a week changes is very beneficial, because then you will get the new troops that are produced as the week changes instead of the enemy. So perhaps days 7 and 1 are the best ones to attack a settlement, of course. And that day 1 is because the enemy cannot yet get the new troops, because you move before the enemy. But if you wait for the second day, you most likely will have quite a strong garrisons to face. So I hardly recommend taking the settlements at the end of the week latest. And thus you can see we have these new troops here available. Oh, I shouldn't have engaged them because... And once again, let's call. Okay. Well, that's what we got. So I'm seizing the... So some of these creature dwellings are guarded, and I'm seizing the building of those or upgrading those cities because I think our armies are quite capable enough to win the scenario here without too much effort. Pack of Manticores, perhaps the strongest enemy we have faced this far. And this hill fort is nice because we can upgrade our troops. And have we actually... If I remember correctly, there should be one monolith still, which we could utilize. So, because a prisoner, a hero out of a prison, that has rather decent troops, by the way. Nice. Good for Christian, but we don't really need another hero. And okay, so casual. So we have that goes back to our original starting point. If I remember correctly, there should be something there. And I think it should be reachable through this green monolith. So we are surrounding the enemy there. Well, apparently not for that one. There is no gateway there. There is only one gateway there. So perhaps I remember incorrectly. Let's try that another one still. And we have an enemy hero trying to slip by. Another one. Okay. What about this one? No. Okay. I guess she can sleep, and we will hit that enemy hero. So, Library of Enlightenment. Whenever you see one, go after it ASAP, because it's one of the, or perhaps the best building in the campaign map. These, how do you call them? Those buildings that give you some benefits. So I think we are nearing the enemies here. But perhaps before the final assault, we want to gather some of these things that are here. So we need to have at least level 8 hero, if I remember correctly, before we can gain benefits. So the library does boost all of these primary skills by 2. So basically, this is another good place. So by defeating these griffins, you can get a number of angels, and I think the number would be 3 in this case. So because of the losses would be so high, I think we will fight this battle manually. Well, that was a mistake. So that blind is quite an efficient spell. I think we are ready to hit these guys. And since these guys do get a bonus from moving, I think we will hit first with them. And of course, since the enemy is retaliating, hitting them first with everything ranged we have will be quite beneficial. And since we have, perhaps we can let those guys go. And then there is one additional very useful building, namely this university, so you can learn skills from there. I guess in multiplayer matches, scouting is very good skill to have, but okay, that first aid wasn't so good. But in the campaign play, I don't really like it too much. So here, let's give Valeska all the troops we can and all the artifacts we can. Oh, there is 5th slot that cannot be used there. Well, no matter. And I think we are ready to strike at the city, and I think I will play this one through. So the city walls do add quite a buff to the enemy defenses. And of course, they don't have towers here, so the towers would be, with especially smaller armies, quite good. But as it is, this battle is over quite quickly. so much for that, and I think we have a victory. Hooray. And let's save the game. And I think that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you like the content, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Feel free to post comments, ask questions, give advice, etc. etc. Have a great rest of the day. QualityOldHomm out.